10,280 pounds. The sharp-looking 310 RLS Cougar here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. This is a very close cousin to the 305 RL Montana High Country we also have here at Haylett RV. They each do things a little bit different. They're each a little bit better in different ways, so it's just a matter of learning what they're all about so you can decide if it's the right one for you or not. But, you know, the short list here, if what you're looking for is a king bed capable triple slide fifth wheel that you don't necessarily need a 1-ton truck for, well, then you may have found it. Well, you can access the bedroom and the bathroom pretty easily. Like most dual opposing slide living room fifth wheels with an island kitchen, you are pretty hyper limited on what you can access in transit with this one. So let's get her open and see what she offers you when you get to your destination, because that's what this one's really made for. One of the best aspects of the 310 Cougar is the fact that it lights up like a Christmas tree in here between the max size windows and just the tons of lighting. And it also certainly doesn't hurt that we put the brighter color interior decor in this one. It is big, light, and bright, but you know, what was it, 10,280 pounds? It could certainly be a lot heavier. I'm not going to call a 10,000 pound trailer an ultralight, but it is certainly a lot lighter than a lot of other things I've seen with similar layouts. And the little interior upgrades and touches they've put on this compared to the previous generation, this is the best Cougar they've ever made. Absolutely, hands down, best Cougar they've ever built. What do I mean by that? Well, they've added these little backlit LED slide fascia accent panels right here. And you're going to see more LED lighting like all over the place. And it's very similar, like I said, in a lot of ways to the Montana High Country 305 RL that we have here at Haylett RV, which is another extremely popular model. Well, they each do little things the other doesn't. The Montana is physically bigger, it's physically taller. The Cougar is more of that streamlined, sensible, everything you need, nothing you don't kind of package. But all of the core critical things that really matter, they both nail. They both have lots of windows. I do like the shades that Cougar puts in. They actually put in these nice, like, plantation-style wooden blinds, but it works just like a pleated nightshade. The difference is I can actually clean these things. A pleated shade's very hard to clean. Now, here in the slide-out, you'll find that they've got all one switch lighting, and it's actually a touch-sensitive switch, and if you touch and hold it, it's a dimmer. And during the day, not terribly impressive, but at night or at movie time, or if we have a grandkid staying on our trifold hide-a-bed sleeper sofa back here, that's when you're going to appreciate it. Now, this is a couple's coach, but it's actually got some pretty decent guest sleeping. Starting with the theater seat, you can actually get the theater seat closest to us fully open, and it's a near flat lie-back recliner. And then obviously we have that trifold sleeper sofa on the back wall there for, you know, like bigger adult guests. That'll probably be your main sleeper, but I've had a lot of grandpas and grandmas tell us over the years that this is where the grandkids often sleep at night, because it's well, I think part of the reason is it's the most comfortable, most attractive viewing station for this massive entertainment center that we'll talk about in just a minute. So, again, these are wall huggers, which is also a nice thing. Like, you don't have to shift the furniture. If I just reach down here and pull this out, you can see that it does not hit, crush anything, and there are power outlets behind that. So if you do want to have a laptop on your lap or a tablet or something, you're good. Another thing they've done well is you can see outlets on both sides of the sofa above those side stands, and you can see that they didn't waste the potential storage space in there. They've utilized every little square inch and nook and cranny they possibly could. Windows all over the place. That's another thing, is we've got about 270 degrees worth of windows in this thing, and you'll see these big max size windows, especially on the slide sides right here. They do open for just exceptionally good airflow. So the entertainment center is massive. The TV's massive. Big 4K Ultra 8. You know, not too many years ago, TVs weren't even standard in RVs, and now in this one we have standard living room and bedroom TVs, and we've got a 4K HD TV in here. But what's nice is they didn't just give you a nice TV, they gave us nice hardware. This is a double jointed swing arm bracket back here. So if I really want this TV to swing out and face the dining table, to face the sofa, to share between the theater seat and the sofa, I can. But here's another thing, guys. I can actually get back here, and in a way, you can use this TV like a door to a bonus pantry, because they didn't waste the space behind it, and it's very easy to get to the plugs behind the TV, which is ultra handy if you do want to add like a streaming service, like a Chromecast or a Roku or an Amazon or a whatever. The massive, just beautiful fireplace down here. It's not any more powerful than it was before. It just looks aesthetically so much better. It is remote controlled. Whenever you have 110 shore power from either a generator, a park, or whatever, you can kick this thing on. It's an electric space heater that we call a fireplace. And you can actually just turn the LED visuals on without cooking yourself out of this thing. And they, like I said, they just didn't waste anything. They added little drawers here. And so in a way you could kind of use this sort of like an office space. If you added a little, maybe set a little table right here, you could actually plug a computer into it. That'd be cool. That'd be really cool, actually. Over here in the kitchen, this is one of the upgrades over the previous generation of these Cougars, is that they went from an 8 cubic foot 2-door fridge to a 12 cubic foot 4-door fridge. And we vastly prefer the gas electric in something like this that is expected to be towed here at Haylett RV, because it's actually made for RV use, whereas residential refrigerators are great for maybe being parked somewhere, but they're not excellent for being towed. It's not that they have a 90% failure rate, it's just that even with a 10% failure rate, with the number of RVs that we sell, we can't allow for that. We have to have things that perform on the road. RV refrigerators are time-tested and proven. They get the job done. I'm happy with them. Huge residential-sized microwave right here, and what I like about that, you want to swap it out for convection or something like that? You could. They left you the room to do it, you know. Now, notice those that outlet over there next to that big kitchen window. It's perfect little like coffee maker corner, and I love that they thought of things like that. Cougars actually use the larger 22-inch oven. They're not using the smaller ovens that are also are commonly found in this class. And here in the kitchen, we've got solid surface counters in that rear kitchen area and here on the island. Now, there are dual sink covers. I left one off so you could see how the fact that these are actually deep stainless sinks. I've seen a lot of shallow sinks popping up in the industry lately, even in big fifth wheels like this. You got to really look at every little detail on these things nowadays. Can't take anything for granted. That's why I put these videos together, guys, so you can learn all about this stuff. High-rise faucet with sprayer head, so it is very easy to get stuff clean. And the whole island here is just tons and tons of storage. They did a great job opening that thing up so that you don't waste any space within that island. It's in a position where standing here right now, it's kind of hard to film, so I added a little bonus featurette that you're seeing currently. Now, here's another little bonus featurette for you, and that is this massive 2-door pantry that we're looking at over there. That is some just awesome, tremendous storage space. And you can see how there was also the wall-controlled max air vent fan above it. So that can just improve your general airflow from these big, big windows that we have over here. Also, if you are cooking up a storm, it will exhaust all sorts of heat. So we talked about the dimmer switch lighting. We talked about the slide fascia accent lighting, which is a great night light. Freestanding table and chairs, which is usually going to be what you're going to find in a more couples-oriented floor plan like this. But I like the fact that even within the slide, they were not shy on lights. And these are high-intensity LED lights. Not just LEDs, but the higher-intensity, brighter LEDs. It does make a difference. And you can see they were willing to use 2 rows of them down the coach instead of just 1. As we move upstairs here, on the way, one thing I don't want to miss, this is a motion-sensitive light. Now, you're going to have motion-sense lighting in the basement of the fifth wheel. You've actually got one in that cabinet. Now, you can hard turn them on like I've done here, or you can set them to motion mode. And the reason I like that right here is, if this light was always on, that window at night would kind of glow, and you'd get a nice little cloud of bugs, gnats, and stuff by the door. So when you open the door, you let bugs in your camper, and that's dumb. So you can set this on motion mode so it only turns on when you come home. You can set that on motion mode so like a refrigerator, it only turns on when you open the door. Smart. Simple. In command. This is awesome. This is something that Keystone Fusion luxury fifth wheel toy haulers have on them, and now standard across the board, all Cougars, even down to their smallest travel trailer, have this. It is a superior wiring system. It has Bluetooth phone capability, so you don't, like if you're hooked up to park Wi-Fi, you don't have to drop off the park Wi-Fi to use this. Now, it's got a little security code here, so like grandkids and guests can't mess with your stuff. but you don't need the security code to do things like actuate the interior lighting. Now, anything you see on this panel, it can do, your phone will mirror. Now, the capacities of a given floor plan or of what your RV does or what will be presented on this panel, they will be based on the floor plan that you're purchasing because it's built appropriate to that thing. So, slides, awning, lights, heating and cooling. How cool is that? If you wake up at night, or if you're just sitting on in the rear living area and you're like, ooh, it's too hot, it's too cold, whatever. Reach over, grab your phone off these little bedside stands, and turn the heat up, down, or inside out, or whatever you got to or want to do to make yourself comfortable. Late last season, Cougar started offering the king bed option that you do see expressed here in this one. And remember, the one here in this video could be different from what you see at our dealership, but this is how we do like to bring them in. We have found we like to bring in Cougars with king beds because you don't really lose anything. You still have plenty of room to walk around it. You still have the bedside stand. So usually what people often say is, I want a queen with walk-around stands and space, or I want a king bed for sleeping space, and Cougar gives you both. We've also optioned this specific one in this video to include a second air in the bedroom, which is what we like to do with these. Understand, though, that that may not be on the one that we have in stock. It's how we like them. But if we sell out, we'll have to call Cougar and be like, hey, man, whatever you got, get it to us ASAP, basically. Cross beige windows in the bed slide up there. Full front storage. That closet right there is prepped for a Combo-matic type washer dryer. And once again, just the way that this business has evolved, just to me, it's very interesting. This is, again, very much like the Montana High Country bedroom. This is modeled very similar to that, with, Montana being the #1 selling RV in the fifth wheel market, and Cougar, well, between Cougar and Montana, they've been the #1 RV for I don't even know how many years in the fifth wheel market. They always seem to leapfrog and hopscotch each other. So they always compare notes and they make sure they're doing the same things right. And this is one of those instances. Now that TV, it actually can pivot out because it is like slid a little bit over toward one side of the bed. So if you're looking for that ultra easy viewing, it can even accommodate that. And I love that big window. I also love the fact that they're using the same wooden blinds in here that they're using in the living area. They didn't, skimp and cut that down. Over here, I want to take a moment to point out that big mirror because it makes this bedroom feel even larger because you see more light. You're seeing more what appears to be negative space. Your perception of empty open space is greater, so it makes this RV look and feel nicer. I kind of passed the bathroom, so I'm going to double back here real quick. But on the way, I want to point out how thick the interior walls are. And that's not just a Cougar thing, that's most of Keystone. These are fully studded out doorways so that this door stays square, and I think it really helps the whole coach stay square. And another thing I like is you don't have to walk backwards down the stairs because the door just sort of melts out of the way when you don't need it there. Now, one of the questions I've got, like in one of my videos in a previous generation, I never opened the shower door. People said, I don't like that I have to squeeze through here to get in the shower. You don't have to squeeze through there to get to the shower, guys. This is the travel lock. This RV just came in from the factory. There we go. It's brand new, and it's like, no, I don't want to move. You can see that you can easily get in here. There's a, easy access shower. Woo! There we go. And nice little corner seat. Now, instead of a, I think, wasteful 60-inch, very impressive looking, but very wasteful in space, oversized shower, they actually scaled it down to still a big but reasonable size and included this full linen cabinet. And I purposely left the lights off in this bathroom because between the bright walls of the shower and that skylight, there is plenty of room in here. Now, we have gone to a thermal foil countertop in the bathroom of the Cougar with this big sink right here because this is a water space and chances are you're wet in the bathroom area. And they didn't want a T-molded countertop to sponge and swell and cause problems. We have all sorts of legroom in front of the toilet right here. Porcelain bowl, foot flush, partridge in a pear tree, dual airs, triple slides, and just one awesome coach. And we haven't even stepped outside yet. I am a sucker for that raised bubble lettering with that awesome chrome look up there on the nose cap. I love it when brands do that. I love it. So in this huge pass-through storage compartment, completely unobstructed, by the way. So, you know, you have maximum cargo capacity here, and you don't have to worry about cargo shifting and hitting like pipes in a pass-through or anything like that. You can just pack this thing for days. Now, over here, we've got a couple things. We've got motion sense lighting as soon as you open that door, or even just walk past. You can be like 8 feet away and it'll pick you up, and that'll kick on when there's power, of course. Simple outside TV hookups. You know, some people really go for it, some people don't, but it's there if you need it, and it's not, you know, not crazy if you don't. But in command, I love this thing. So, what is in command? What does it do for us? I should have had this opened up. I kind of failed on my prep work here. But, so first of all, I guess it is kind of nice. We get to see the shield on this thing because it's protecting really like the heart, soul, and brain of your RV. And there is like quite the screw head on this thing. So if I pop this open, what we're looking at here, this is like the central nervous center of your RV. Keystone is the first towable manufacturer, and they're still exceptionally uncommon in this respect, to have all color-coded wiring. And you know, I mean, it tells you exactly what everything does on here. You know, you don't have to like guess. You don't have to go crazy and looking for it. But let's say these little tags come off. It's all listed right here anyway. Everything in this is so simple. If you're going down the road and like you lose lights on something or other, you can go to any automotive store and get these things. You don't need to necessarily have to rely on just RV blade fuses. These are far stronger, more reliable. Chances of you even needing to replace these are pretty uncommon. Also, that cool touch screen. Let's say for some reason your phone battery's dead, so you can't use that, or the touch screen, somebody threw something at it and it broke or whatever. You can always come out here. You can select like the slide motor 1 or motor 5 for the awning or whatever it is. You can open and close them right from here. There's still a physical backup switch. Slam latches, magnet catches, and double magnet catches, and double slam latches to ensure that the you know, a windy day isn't going to drop that baggage door on your head, and also to make sure that it seals properly, because going down the road you don't want problems. Now, one thing I don't talk about enough on Cougars is that without specialty hitching, a 6.5 foot bed truck can achieve a pretty darn tight turn on one of these, and it's a little bit because of how they design their front end. And in doing so, they also made this structurally stronger. And if you notice, it's one smooth bend all the way around here. And that's how the chassis is formed in this. You've got this big tubular steel bend, smooth sweep all the way around. Everybody knows a smooth radius, you know, structural item is stronger than when you like cut, have a hard angle, and like re-weld or something like that. So that's one of the things that just helps keep the whole chassis and everything square, but that's one of the things that leads into how this has the single most comprehensive 3-year structural warranty on the entire market. All of Keystone has the most like intensive protection in that way. So it actually covers things a lot of others don't. And what do I mean by that? Because I can just throw that out there all day, but what does that mean? So they actually cover the paint on their nose caps from failure because they have their own paint shop. They do that. You know, like they've got their walk-on slide boxes. They've got their all aluminum like welded wall structures and whatnot. They cover all of the work that they do. It's not just a chassis warranty, which is where that whole 3-year thing kind of came from. So Keystone looked at it and said, we could do better. I think they have. Automatic leveling on here makes you know, all of that pretty simple and easy. So you push one button and she takes care of herself. I love the fact, by the way, that this door is strutted, so that you don't have, because this door has to stick like almost horizontal out. If you had one of those old style plastic holdbacks where it screws into the wall, it's a lot of stress, and it wouldn't take much to break it. And I like that they went with the struts. They do everything they need to exactly where they need to in the exact quantity in which it needs to be done. And that's what I love about these guys. They are all thriller, no filler, everything that matters, nothing that doesn't, nothing wasted. Outside utility shower in this fully enclosed heated protected docking center. That is a simple solar prep plug right there, and you know, your battery disconnect on the way down, but like your water, your cable, all that stuff, you can actually feed it right down through that port right there to be able to have your door shut and locked and nobody can get to your stuff. All Cougar fifth wheels are 0 to 100 degree rated. They have been for quite some time now. So if you are looking for more of that seasonal use type thing, you're going to be good to go. Now, if it's 0 degrees out and the wind is blowing and it's the hard freezing and hail and winds and all that, you pretty much any RV is going to need supplementary protection, whether it's something like a skirt or an underbelly electric heating system for supplement. You're going to need something in extreme Arctic scenarios. The other thing people always forget for Arctic camping is, okay, so maybe your water tanks aren't going to freeze up inside, but how do you get water to the RV? That's something a lot of folks fail to ever consider. 225-pound rated cargo rack on the back there that doubles as a bike rack, and I love that because it's Keystone factory covered, which means you can put bikes on the back of this thing without voiding that awesome structural warranty I already talked about. They're not inviting you to fail. They're inviting you to camp and just go out and use the thing the way it's expected to be used without having to worry about, oh, but if we do this, are we going to avoid that? And what if this? And what if that? No. Hook it up, hitch it up, head on out, go camping. That's a Cougar. That's Keystone, and that's what we're into here at Haylett RV. Simple, easy, better. The all tail and marker lights, and this is the key. It's not just tail lights, but also the marker lights are all LED, brighter, longer lasting, safer because they flash faster. Your slide boxes I mentioned earlier, but they are fully walkable, which is a thing you don't really hear people talk a lot about in this industry. It's not that there aren't other RVs that can't, or that aren't capable, it's just that they're very, very uncommon. So that is something I want to point out here, because I think that does speak well to the structural integrity of the Cougars. You have a rubber shock dampening suspension system here, just like a big luxury fifth wheel, because again, this is over 10,000 pounds. You know, this is still a fair amount of stress behind a vehicle, but again, at 10,280 unloaded, this is something more in the 3/4 ton wheelhouse. You don't necessarily need a 1 ton, and that's really kind of where the line lies between a Cougar fifth wheel and a Montana high country, because if you look at them side by side, you're going, God dang it, they're pretty darn close. They are. That's by design. This one's made more for 3/4, the high country's made more for 1 tons. Neither's better than the other. They're different, and they're both awesome, and I am really glad I get to offer both of them here at Haylett RV. So, whatever you need, hitching, pieces, parts, trades, financing, truck and trailer package deals, RV delivery, and everything between. We do everything with the exception of hidden fees here at Haylett RV of Coldwater, Michigan. So take care, stay safe, have fun, and happy camping, everyone.